out of our Book Wizards Book Club. My name is Miss Amy, and over the next several weeks, I'm going to be reading to you several chapters from a book. And after we read, there'll be a fun activity for you to participate in. I think you'll enjoy it. And if you participate in this book club, then listening to me read counts toward your reading log to get prizes this summertime. So it's pretty much a win-win situation. For the next several weeks, we'll be reading Night of the Ninjas from the Magic Treehouse. This is a super fun book, and it's about two siblings named Jack and Annie who get to go back in time to Japan and actually meet a real ninja. How cool would that be? All right, let's read the prologue and the first chapter together. One summer day in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, a mysterious treehouse appeared in the woods. 8-year-old Jack and his 7-year-old sister Annie climbed into the treehouse. They found that it was filled with books. Jack and Annie soon discovered that the treehouse was magic. It could take them to the places in the books. All they had to do was point to a picture and wish to be there. Jack and Annie visited the time of the dinosaurs, Old England, ancient Egypt, and a pirate ship. That's really cool. Along the way, they discovered that the treehouse belonged to Morgan Le Fay. Morgan was a magical librarian from the time of King Arthur. She traveled through time and space gathering books. Jack and Annie are about to start a whole new adventure in Night of the Ninjas. Chapter 1, Back into the Woods. "Let's look again, Jack," said Annie. Jack and Annie were walking home from the library. The path went right by the Frog Creek woods. Jack sighed. "We'll look in the morning," he said. "We looked the day before, and the day before that." "Then you don't have to come," said Annie. "I'll go look by myself." She took off into the woods. "Annie, wait!" Jack called. "It's almost dark. We have to get home." But Annie had disappeared among the trees. Jack stared at the woods. He was starting to lose hope. Maybe he would never see Morgan again. Weeks had passed, and there had not been one sign of Morgan Le Fay, nor had there been one sign of her magic treehouse. "Jack!" Annie called from the woods. "It's back!" Oh, she is just pretending as usual, Jack thought, but his heart started to race. "Hurry!" called Annie. "She better not be kidding," said Jack. He took off into the woods to find Annie. Night was falling fast. Crickets chirped loudly. It was hard to see through the shadows. "Annie!" Jack shouted. "Here!" she called. Jack kept wanting. "Here where?" he called back. "Here's here!" Annie's voice came from above. Jack looked up. "Oh, man!" he breathed. Annie waved from the window of a treehouse. It was the tallest oak tree in the woods. A long rope ladder hung down from it. The magic treehouse was back! "Come on up!" Annie shouted. Jack ran to the rope ladder. He started climbing. He climbed and climbed and climbed. As he climbed, he looked out over the woods. High above the treetops, it was still light. At last, Jack pulled himself into the treehouse. Annie sat in the shadows. Books were scattered everywhere. On the floor, the letter M glowed in the dim light. The M stood for Morgan Le Fay. But there was no sign of Morgan herself. "I wonder where Morgan is," said Jack. And look, we have a picture of Jack and Annie in the treehouse. That's cool. "Maybe she went to the library to get some more books," said Annie. "We were just at the library. We would have seen her," said Jack. "Besides, the library's closed now." Squeak! A little mouse ran out from behind a stack of books. It ran to the M shining in the floor. "Yikes!" said Annie. The mouse sat in the middle of the M. It looked up at Jack and Annie. "Oh, it's so cute," said Annie. Jack had to admit the mouse was cute. It had brown and white fur and big dark eyes. Annie slowly reached out her hand. The mouse didn't move. Annie patted its tiny head. "Hi, Peanut," she said. "Can I call you Peanut?" "Oh, brother," said Jack. Do you know where Morgan is? Annie asked the mouse. Squeak! You're nuts, Annie, said Jack. Just because the mouse is in the treehouse doesn't mean it's magic. It's a plain old mouse that's crawled in, that's all. Jack looked around again. He saw a piece of paper on the floor. What's that? He said. What's what? Asked Annie. Jack went over and picked up the paper. There was writing on it. Oh, man, whispered Jack after he read the words. What is it? Said Annie. A note, said Jack. It must be from Morgan. I think she's in big trouble. Oh no, and we will stop right there for now, and we will read the next couple of chapters next week. I hope you enjoyed the beginning of Night of the Ninjas. This is going to be a fun read. And today, for our special activity is, if you could have any treehouse you wanted, any kind of treehouse, any magic treehouse or normal treehouse, any fun fancy technology in the treehouse, what would it be? What would it look like? I want you to draw a picture of that treehouse, and then when you're done drawing the picture, I want you to email me at the library or have your parents send us a message through our Facebook page and we'll post it, okay? Enjoy drawing, and I will see you next week for our second Book Wizards Book Club to finish or to continue Night of the Ninjas.